What's up guys, it's here Bayanino with Quadigy, and welcome back to another video of Call of Duty Warzone Pacific. Rebirth Island got a massive update. Some guns got buffed and nerfed. And now that it's been a couple of days and we've been able to analyze the stats and the data and how great each of the buffs and nerfs to certain weapons are, I'm going to be giving you guys my top 5 best meta guns to use here in Call of Duty Warzone Pacific, specifically for Rebirth Island, because that's what everybody's on. We have Rebirth solos and all of that. So if you guys are excited to see the absolute best meta guns to use in Rebirth Island and their best setups so you can optimize your gun as you play the game, make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and turn on those post notifications. Also, just wanted to give a shout out to a couple of you guys that have always shown support here on the channel. I always see you guys commenting, and if you guys want to be a part of the Noti gang, as they call it, make sure you guys comment down in the comment section below, stay subscribed, and watch the videos all the way to the end for a higher chance to be featured in this little section. Anyways, I really freaking love you guys, and let's get to the top 5 best Rebirth loadouts. So the first gun that I wanted to put on the board here is the good old Vargo 52, and specifically the Ferrofluid Blueprint. As you guys know, when this gun came out with its bundle, the bundle didn't work for at least 2 to 3 weeks until now that the Rebirth Island update has been out. You can actually use the Vargo 52 Mastercraft, so let me show you guys the best class setup to run for this gun. So for our muzzle, of course, we got to use the suppressor. The suppressor gives you sound suppression, ADS speed, sprint to fire speed, and bullet velocity. And I love the suppressor in this case over the groove suppressor because the ADS speed of the Vargo 52 is extremely slow when you stack all the meta attachments on it, and putting the groove suppressor on and making that ADS speed even slower just doesn't work for me. So I want to have a faster ADS speed and a better sprint to fire speed to make this gun potentially a sniper support slash a long range assault rifle that's really meta. So we have that going on, and we have that sound suppression to stay off the minimap, and that bullet velocity to make this gun melt better at longer ranges, which is always so beautiful. And even though the Vargo 52 did catch some nerfs in this recent update, the gun still proves to be a beast at long range, and that's why I want to show you guys the rest of this class. The barrel that we're going to use is obviously the 18.6 inch task force. This is going to help with bullet velocity and effective damage range once again, making this gun even better at range, which is really nice for this gun. But more importantly, we want to make this gun a laser beam with that extra horizontal recoil control and vertical recoil control. The Vargo doesn't have that much recoil, and the recoil is not that hard to control, but the more easier you can make it, the easier it is to beam people across the map. So, task force barrel. The optic that I personally like using on the Cold War weapons is the Axial Arms 3X. Obviously, this is all personal preference, so choose what you want, but I'm gonna go with the Axial Arms. On the barrel, you gotta use the Spetsnaz grip for that horizontal and vertical recoil control once again. When combined with the task force barrel's horizontal and vertical recoil control, this gun becomes an absolute laser beam, and it's really easy to use across range. I dropped 20 bombs with this gun like nothing, so I definitely recommend using this attachment. And last but not least, we got the magazine being the Spetsnaz 60 round mags for that ultimate ammo capacity. Since you're playing Rebirth Island, there's a lot of action, you need to have as much ammo as possible so you can body multiple fully armored opponents. I wouldn't recommend the fast mag because then the ADS speed becomes way too slow. And if you use the 45 round mag, I just feel like that's not enough ammo. But hey, if you're very conservative with your ammo and you know when to stop shooting, then you can go for it. But I just like using the 60 rounds for that overall safety. And yeah, that's pretty much the class for the Vargo 52. I still consider it to be one of the best top tier assault rifles in Rebirth Island specifically because it's not, too far range, but it's far range enough to really use it on Rebirth Island. Even though it did get nerfed with the recent update, I still find it to be extremely lethal. And let me know if you guys got the Ferrofluid Blueprint as well. Now the next gun we're going to talk about is the Armaguerra 43, which is the new SMG that just got into the game. And for the Armaguerra 43, for our muzzle, we got that good old recoil booster with a faster fire rate. You have a faster time to kill, and it's very effective on this gun because it's one of the best fire rates in the game. The barrel that I like using personally, and what JGOT has also recommended, is the Body 315mm CII. It gives you extra damage, and this gun needs that extra damage to be very lethal and very competitive with the other top tier SMGs in the game, and it gives you less damage fall off at long range, allowing this gun to be kind of an effective sniper support. So you can get enough recoil control on this gun will do effective damage for a long distance, and that's what I really like about this gun. It feels great, and it feels consistent with this barrel. This barrel is going to be your ace attachment, so make sure you run this, in my opinion, over all the other barrels. The optic that I personally like using, the slate reflector, is just really clean. You can run an iron sight if you want, but I just think the slate reflector is perfectly fine. We also got the stock being the Perfetto Standard, which gives you horizontal and ADS speed. With that horizontal recoil control, this gun has one of the worst horizontal recoils in the game. But by using the Perfetto Standard, this gun is a lot more effective at longer ranges. And you'll find out with this build, you can kind of snipe people from across the map, which is really nice. ADS speed, of course, it's an SMG with faster ADS speed, you can body people up close. Next up, we got the underbarrel of the M1941 handstop for that recoil control and accuracy, making this gun feel a lot easier to control at longer ranges. Magazine is going to be the 9mm 60 round mags because you get all that extra ammo into this gun and it feels a lot better to use, especially if you can body fully armored opponents with that much ammo. It's a great freaking investment into the gun. Ammunition is going to be subsonics. You can appear off the minimap every time you shoot, allowing you to be that SMG assassin. For our rear grip, we have the fabric grip, increasing that ADS speed and spit to fire speed so you can bring up this SMG a lot faster. Since it already has a very competitive time to kill, if you can draw this gun a lot faster than your other weapons in the game, then you're going to be able to outgun almost anybody with the gun. It's absolutely freaking incredible. For our perk, we actually have hard scope, and I recommend hard scope because once again, it really maxes out the recoil control of this gun, and this gun is so easy to use across range. People will be wondering what gun you bodied them with, and they're going to see an SMG body them. It's actually really nice. And perk 2 is quick for that extra movement speed. You do have a little bit of a slower movement speed with this sort of setup, but it's not that slow, and you can still outgun opponents really nice with the movement. So yeah, where do I think the Armageddon really stands? I think it's like the 3rd or 4th best SMG. And I was wondering if you guys wanted like a setup with this gun, and I was like, you know what, I'll give it to them. And this Armageddon, it's really freaking nice. I already made a gameplay on this gun, by the way. If you guys want to check it out, it was from like a couple days ago. This gun is effective. I used this setup and went in on Rebirth Island, so definitely use it. So the next gun I wanted to approach was the Owen gun. The Owen gun received no buffs or nerfs in this recent update, and it was still a top tier SMG even before this update. So that just means with all the nerfs gone to like the well gun and some of the other SMGs, this gun just rises up in the ladder even more. And I'm saying the Owen gun is one of the most underrated guns in the game. For this class, you want to use the muzzle being the recoil booster. Once again, very similar to the Armageddon. A faster fire rate means a faster time to kill, so that's why you run the recoil booster. Barrel that I like using is the Gawain 188mm Shrouded, because it makes this gun pretty much like a sniper support and very good at long range. You get that less damage fall off at long range, means it makes more damage at long range. Bullet velocity, making it better at long range. And limb damage, making the damage of this gun feel even more consistent if you accidentally like hit them a little bit low, or if you drop shot and you're hitting their feet. This just makes the gun more consistent and easier to body with, which is beautiful. I don't like the Hawkinson Rapid because it makes the recoil control on this gun kind of unbearable. I don't personally like the Hawkinson Rapid because it kind of makes your recoil control a little bit unbearable, and I don't like that, and it lowers your damage, which I don't like. And then the Hawkinson 305mm Precision is only useful if you're able to hit headshots. So the Gawain is just easy to use, more consistent, and it gives you a lot of great benefits, which is awesome. The optic that you should be using on this gun is the M38 Slate 2.5x Custom, because the Owen has one of the ugliest sights in the game, and if you want to be able to get rid of the magazine on the side, just run this optic, flip the optic, and you'll be able to see everything so clearly. It's a game changer. It's beautiful. The stock that I like using is the Gawain H4 Folding for that recoil control, accuracy, and flinch resistance. Makes this gun super accurate and be able to use for longer ranges. You can also use the remove stock if you want more movement speed, but I'm the type of dude that kind of likes to body people at range, even with SMGs, which is a little foolish, but that's how I like to play the game. And then all these other stocks aren't that good, or Weaver padded might be okay, but I like the Gawain personally. Underbarrels give me the Carbine foregrip. I love it for, once again, even more recoil control, allowing this gun to be pretty good at longer ranges. Even though it's an SMG, it's got that damage, which I love. And then you also get that hip fire accuracy for up close engagements. You could also rock the M1941 hand stop if you don't want to be too slowed down with the ADS speed, but to me, it doesn't really make a difference personally, but it's up to you. Now, magazine wise, I like running the 8mm Curse 60 round drum mags because this also helps the gun at range with bullet velocity and range, and that extra damage. So you're getting damage from the magazine, damage from the barrel in terms of the limb damage, and you're getting that recoil booster fire rate. This gun is going to be melting people very consistently, and that's what I love about this setup. It's just very reliable, and you have 60 rounds, which is more than enough for Rebirth Island, so definitely rock and roll with this magazine. Ammunition subsonics, you stay off the minimap every time you shoot. Rear grip, fabric grip to make this gun, bring up the gun a lot faster, which is very important in close quarters engagements. You can run the polymer grip if you want to use this gun for more range, but I already done a lot of other attachments for range, so I just want to make sure this gun can at least handle other SMGs up close, which is why I have the fabric grip. Perk is going to be acrobatic for that movement speed and sprinting move speed, so I can just zip around the map a lot faster. You could also put on sleight of hand. You can use fleet, but I just think acrobatic helps the movement overall, and I have a lot of other attachments that kind of restrict the movement, so if I still want to be movement based, I have a movement based gun, which is great. And the same thing with quick helps in that aspect as well. Combining both of these together makes this gun have great movement. A lot of the attachments help with recoil control, so it's very accurate. We got some damage attachments and fire rate attachments. This gun is just overall amazing, and I don't know why people sleep on the Owen gun so much. So Try this class out, let me know what you guys think about it. Next up, we got the old reliable of Vanguard, basically the Automaton. I look at the Automaton like the M4A1 from Modern Warfare, and it legit is kind of true in that sense. So let's go ahead and talk about this class. The Automaton is built for long range, so you don't want to be up close to people, you want to be medium to long range, and that's what this class is kind of built on. Muzzle is going to be the MX silencer. Gives you that sound suppression to stay off the minimap, and that vertical and horizontal recoil control to make this gun a laser beam and easier to use across range. Definitely use this baby the way it is. The barrel that I stuck with is the Anastasia Sniper because it gives you bullet velocity and range, allowing this gun to melt faster at range and accuracy. You can also run with the ZAC 600mm BFA, but I just feel like I get a little bit more recoil control with the Anastasia Sniper, but you can try out either one and see what you like better. Optic that I liked using is the G16 2.5X. Obviously, there's a lot of other options that you can use as well. I kind of do recommend the night vision. Try the night vision with this thing and you might be surprised, but other than that, I mean, just use what you want, whatever you feel like is comfortable for you at long range. Stock is going to be the Anastasia padded for that accuracy and recoil during sustained fire, allowing you to have a super freaking laser beam shot by the time you're at like in the middle of your magazine, which is great. Underbarrel is going to be the M1941 hand stop for that recoil control and accuracy, making this gun even better. Magazine is going to be the Sakura 75 round drum mag, so we have 75 rounds ready for multiple opponents on Rebirth Island, which is very necessary because sometimes you'll be rushed by more than one person, in which case you definitely need 75 rounds. Ammunition is going to be lengthened, so it has more bullet velocity for longer range kills. Rear grip, polymer grip, it's going to give you accuracy and recoil during sustained fire, very similarly to the stock, and the same story is there with perk tight grip, which also gives you accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. Basically, this class is built to be an absolute laser beam at range. It's not going to be good up close because the ADS speed and spin to fire speed of this gun is definitely on the slower side. You're going to get outgunned by an SMG like nothing. But if you want a good long-range gun, the Automaton is there for you, and that's what I recommend it for. And now, last but not least, we have the Cold War AK-47, which boasts one of the fastest times to kill in the game out of all the assault rifles in the game. So this is the Cold War AK-47. Let me show you guys what I got. Muzzle is going to be the Groove Suppressor. I use the Groove Suppressor over the regular suppressor because you need as much recoil control as possible on this gun. And the Groove Suppressor gives you that extra vertical recoil control, which this gun has a lot of. So that's going to come in clutch. Bullet velocity and effective damage range for longer range kills being a lot more easy to get. And sound suppression to stay off the minimap. Barrel is going to be the 20-inch Spetsnaz RPK for that bullet velocity and effective damage range, making this gun a melt machine at range, and horizontal and vertical recoil control to make this gun usable at long range, which is great. Optic is going to be the Axial Arms 3X, of course. That's personal preference for you, but Axial Arms is the best in my opinion. Underbarrel is going to be the Spetsnaz grip to combo with the Task Force for that horizontal and vertical recoil control once again. The combination of these three attachments allows us going to be an absolute laser beam and at least usable. When you lose one of these, it does get a little bit harder to control the gun. I mean, you can maybe sacrifice the muzzle and change it to the suppressor, but it's up to you. I just feel more comfortable like this, in my opinion. And with the magazine, I have the 45 round mag. I don't feel like you need 60 rounds, and the ADS decrease is kind of huge in my opinion, and the 45 round doesn't give you an ADS decrease in any sense. And I feel like 45 rounds, especially with the faster time to kill and shots per kill that the AK-47 has compared to other ARs in the game, is worth it. So yeah, try this Cold War AK-47 now. It's my favorite Cold War weapon, as well as the Vargo 52, and let me know which one you guys like better. But yeah, those are the top 5 meta best guns for Rebirth Island after the update. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys drop a like, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and follow me on my second channel, MoreCarnageHero, if you guys want to see me play some Call of Duty Vanguard multiplayer gameplay for a change. I really appreciate the love and support that you guys have given me on the channel so far, and let me know how the new Rebirth Island is treating you guys. I freaking love you all, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye. I love you all.